So how do you create a brand that truly represents who you are and the products you sell, as well as building a business that you can scale online? That is what this podcast will help you do. My name is Henry Kaminsky Jr., and welcome to the Brand Doctor Podcast.
Let me just make this statement loud and clear. Jersey's here, Jersey's here.
All right, so today we are going to be discussing 6 signs your website or funnel may be causing some brand damage. Get it? Brand damage, not brain damage, brand damage. By no means am I a comedian, but it was quirky. I was like, I got to run with it, see what happens. All right, all serious though. Let's get into some of the signs that, and some of the things that are holding back your website and funnel from attracting the quality clients that you want to work with. Okay. So let's dive right into this. Let's cut to the chase, right? Number one sign is poor quality design. I can't emphasize this enough. I see so many people still using like pre-made templates from like Wix and like ClickFunnels and these other funnel builders. And it screams lack of detail. It screams laziness. It screams scam, spam. And funny story. It was last year I was on Chris Do's show and we were talking about ClickFunnels, and man, the pitchforks came out because people associated ClickFunnels and funnels to scammy and spammy con artists. Because the majority of funnels you see out there are done so poorly. And that was a huge like wake up call for me. You know, I realized that like this is such an awesome tool and a beautiful tool that has helped me and thousands of other people grow their businesses online, but it's getting such a bad rap because people are just taking like the easy way out, and you're using these cheap looking designs to try to sell products and services, and people are just getting a bad taste in their mouth. There's nothing else to say about it. And so I've said, I'm on a mission. I want to help people that have great products and services that really want to make an impact and help people ultimately, help them level up their presence online so they don't, they get the respect that they deserve, period. End of story. So sign number one, poor quality design could really deter a higher quality client within 3-4 seconds, and you've never had a shot after that. So that's number one. Pay attention to the detail of design. The second thing that I want to pay attention to is the messaging on your website or funnel isn't speaking to the right audience. I mean, this was a big one, and this continues to be a big one. I'll tell you a quick story. I was on a consult call. We were with a Brand Accelerator client yesterday. We were reviewing his website design that we're putting together for him. And he told me a story about a person that's in his industry. They were at a conference, and the guy gets up and he's like, I'm a mindset coach. And the person that was conducting or facilitating the training said, people don't wake up in the morning and say, you know what? I want to hire a mindset coach today because I have a mindset problem. Nobody says that to themselves. So when you go to the guy's website and the first thing that's there is like mindset coaching, like it's a complete disconnect, right? The messaging is off. Another example is, say you're selling a higher ticket product or service, right? Your messaging is speaking to an audience that isn't fitting to the deliverable that you're selling. You're talking about, let's say, for example, you're talking about people that are just starting out in business. A lot of people that are just starting out in business don't have the pocketbook for a high ticket product or service. So if you keep speaking to, if you're just starting out, do this, your messaging is off the mark, right? This happened to me personally. I was putting out content that was like for beginners, and it wasn't resonating with clients that I really serve, which are the folks that have been in business for a couple of years. They're generating revenue and sales, but they just don't know how to get to that next level and break through, automate things, really position themselves properly online. They had the pocketbook for the upgrade, but I wasn't speaking to them through my content and through the content that was on my website. So I was missing the mark. The minute I started using the right language and the right messaging, I started getting those clients that could afford me and that I wanted to work with. So when your messaging isn't speaking to the right audience, you're hemorrhaging opportunity. You're hemorrhaging leads. You're hemorrhaging money because people are just not going to resonate and connect. All right. Next thing, the third thing is that your website or funnel does not evoke any emotion or feeling. I was doing some research for a client that we're doing a rebrand for, and this specific niche and industry that they're in, when surveying and researching competitors, I realized how sterile and bland the messaging was across the industry. And I was like, we have a real opportunity here. We're New Yorkers that have big, bubbly personalities that really, truly care about who we serve. And if we bring that personality out into our copy, into our website design, into our funnel design, we have a really great chance of standing out. So evoking emotion and feeling in the imagery, in the color scheme, in the font selection, in the overall messaging. Huge opportunity here. I think what happens is we go to competition, we try to hack them, and we wind up copying them, and there's no originality or anything involved, and we just lose all of that feeling and emotion because we just become a copycat of our competition. Bad position, bad move. Okay? Number 4, there's no consistent theme throughout the website or funnel. What do I mean by that? We're using way too many colors. I don't want to go to a funnel and see 6 or 7 different color schemes and your whole freaking funnel look like rainbow bright. Like total, it diminishes the value that you're delivering when you try to use too many colors. And you could tell that the person's just trying to like either copy something again or has no idea what they're doing. That comes across subconsciously when you use too many colors. It also comes across subconsciously when you use too many fonts. I see people using 4 or 5 different fonts on their website and funnels. Horrible move. And this just tells me that you either are a do-it-yourselfer or haven't committed the time or effort into putting together something that is reputable, credible, and authoritative in your industry. That's what it tells me. It tells me that you went the cheap route. That's what it tells me. The layout is inconsistent, meaning it's just a hodgepodge of different sections, and it looks like a Frankenstein website or funnel. They just saw this from this competitor, so they just threw it in there. No, everything needs to work on top of the next thing. The top section of your website or funnel should lead them to the next section, and that section should lead them to the next section, and so on and so forth. It should bring them down into what you want them to do ultimately. Right? So the inconsistent theming is crushing you right now because it just looks amateur and unprofessional. Number 5, no origin story behind you, your product, or your service. People want to know why you created this product or service to begin with. They want to know the story behind it all. You know, quick story. I told this a few times on podcast interviews, but when I was working with Russell Brunson and he was coaching me at the time, when I had a website, it was a few iterations before the one you see today. It was beautifully done. I spent $26,000 on it. But there wasn't an ounce of my personality or even a picture of me on the site. And Russell said, man, dude, the site's gorgeous. The work you do, gorgeous. But where are you? You're just another pretty design company. There's no differentiation between you and the next person. Why don't you put your origin story out there? Why don't you tell them the struggles and why you created this company in the first place? Why you've developed this program in the first place? Changed the game once I did that. And it was funny. I had an old web developer back in the day. His name was Mike. And Mike said, and this was when my design skill was so bad, right? I don't know how anybody hired me because it was so bad. It was so bad. Mike said, people hire you because they love you, Henry. They like your energy. They like your aggression. They like how quickly you work, how you stand behind your product and service. So he always used to say that, and I always used to kind of blow him off until I saw it come into fruition. So make sure that your origin story is somewhere on your website or funnel. It could be in video format. It could be a written format. And explain to them why you're doing what you're doing. And then lastly, this kind of ties into what I just mentioned, but there's no human element to your site or funnel. Again, it comes across very corporate. It comes across very sterile, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Impersonal. And it looks like everybody else. Right? If you go to any like financial websites, they're all super corporate and super, right? What if you bumped into a financial website that actually had the founder in a video introducing himself and explaining him to you why he created the firm in the first place? That would stand out far from his competition or her competition. And I would probably be more prone to inquiring deeper into their solution or their product, their service, because there's a human element to their website, to their funnel. I was at another website not too long ago where as soon as you get to the website, you scroll down a little bit, a video pops up and it's the founder literally introducing himself to you as if you were meeting him in person. It kept me engaged. It was a great presentation. It was short. It was punchy. It guided me around the site. He told me where to go for certain things. I thought it was so well done, and there was such a human approach to it. See, people buy from other humans. People connect with other humans. Then they connect with your product or service. All right. So a couple things I want to nail down here before I let you go. Number one, how do we eliminate or how do we solve the poor quality design of a funnel and website? Here's one thing I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to move on quick. Pay the premium for assurance. Pay the extra couple bucks and get it done right. Because it will cost you far more to get it cheaply done. Just ask the people who use Fiverr all the time and how much time they spend on revisions. Right? Pay the premium for the assurance and get the job done right. Number two, understanding who it is you're truly serving will help you craft messaging that speaks to that direct person. I always used to say it's always easier to speak to one specific type of client than trying to speak to clients that have 17 different personalities and 17 different problems that you're trying to solve for them. When you clearly identify who it is you're trying to serve, you're going to clarify that messaging. It's going to become tighter, and it's going to be a lot easier for you to market to those people because you're only speaking to them. Okay. Next thing, focusing in on the pains and challenges and creating relevancy between you, your business, and those audience members or those clients that you truly want to serve. Relevancy is going to connect you to them, right? Quick story. I was talking to a client today, a coaching client, and he was saying, when I put myself out there on social media, it feels like I'm not connecting with them with my messaging. And I asked them, well, what kind of vulnerability have you communicated to them that allows them to connect or attach to something of yours, right? Maybe you struggled with something in your business that they commonly struggled with in the past, and that was the connection that made it happen. I remember I was doing this coaching program a couple years ago. It was a monthly thing, and I had somebody enroll, and I said, why'd you enroll? He says, you struggled with your business during Hurricane Sandy, and my business struggled during Hurricane Sandy too. And that's why I enrolled, because I think I could learn from you. If I had never shared that story about me struggling during Hurricane Sandy and losing 2 big clients, I would have never got that client. So that's where I was relevant to him because he came through a similar scenario. So creating that relevancy, focusing in on the pains and challenges, and sharing similar experiences. Boom. Instant connection. Okay. If you're struggling with consistent theming on your website, meaning color scheme, imagery, font selection, layout, I highly recommend you create some sort of a brand guide or go through a formal brand strategy and development so that you can create a brand guideline that no matter who you hire for design or build, they have to follow these guidelines. And it has typography, it has color scheme, it has pattern, it has look, feel, tonality, all of that in this guide so that you pass that guide. Usually comes in like a PDF. You could pass that guide to any designer or developer and they'll know what to do. And anything outside of those guidelines will not be approved. When I started creating these for clients, they come back to me and they tell me, man, you just saved me weeks worth of revisions in design collateral that I need for my product or service. So creating that brand guideline will definitely help you in the long run. No origin story. How do we correct that? Well, share your why behind you and your product or service. We want to know why you created this product or service and the story behind it. Don't be afraid to share that. That's what people are going to buy it for anyway. A lot of these big brands that you see today, right? If you do a little research on how they created that product, it was to solve a problem that they had themselves. And they tinkered and tinkered and tinkered. And finally they figured out this way. And then they created it and boom. And then they started selling it and boom. Then it turns into Nest, your new thermostat for your house, or Ring, the doorbell, right? With the camera inside of it, right? Go do some research on the origin story of the Ring doorbell. And you'll be like, oh man, that's how that product or service came to be. Boom. You're buying the Ring doorbell. Somebody says, dude, you're on fire today. It's preparation, my friend. Preparation. And then last but not least, humanizing the brand, bringing in the human element to the brand, right? People are going to buy you before your product or service. Remember that. People are going to buy you before your product or service. So the more you put yourself out there, the more people are going to have something to grab onto and connect with. So don't be afraid to bring in human element to your business, because you are truly an offshoot of your business. Period. Okay? So what if you had a brand that truly captured your essence and the value that you deliver? How would that level up the impact and influence you have on your audience? How would that help you attract a higher quality, higher paying client? These are some of the questions I want you to ask yourself now that you know all of this. So I'll leave you with this. The quality of your brand will determine the quality of your clients, and the quality of your clients will determine the quality of your life. That is the mantra that I live by, and I will continue to live by until I breathe my last breath. I'll say it one more time. The quality of your clients will determine the quality of, the quality of your brand will determine the quality of your clients, and the quality of your clients will determine the quality of your brand. Period. End of story. Bottom line. So I'll leave you with this, guys. If you need help systematically putting together a brand that truly connects with your ideal client, that truly represents the value that you deliver and the essence that you want to convey, then I want to introduce you to the Brand Accelerator program and have you go to this site right now, uniquedesigns.net/brand-accelerator, and go check out what this program's all about. And if it makes sense, book the consult, get your branding breakthrough assessment, and start the process today. Instead of trying to tinker around and kill time and waste time over and over and over again. Every month that goes by that your brand isn't optimized or launched, you're losing opportunity, you're losing money. That's it. Period. End of story. So hope you got some value out of today. It was a little long, but I wanted to get it through. Hope this is empowering. Hope this helps you. Have an amazing day. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Hey everyone, this is Henry Kaminsky Jr. again. And really quick, I want to invite you to a one-on-one consult with me right now if you're looking for the clarity and focus you need to build your brand. Over the past 13 years, I've served hundreds of entrepreneurs that have great products but struggled tremendously with articulating its value to their ideal customers. You didn't get into business to just change a few lives, did you? Your ideal clients need you. And when your brand has precision-crafted messaging coupled with beautifully thoughtful design that sounds, looks, and feels like you, they'll know you're the perfect match for them. If this is something you're struggling with, what I want you to do right now is pause this audio and go visit www.uniquedesigns with a Z at the end, not an S, .net, and book your one-on-one consult call with me. Remember, the quality of your brand will determine the quality of your clients, and the quality of your clients will determine the quality of your life.